Hello, 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 and welcome to Teaching Tuesday with me, Michelle, of Harmony's Divine Design, and creator of HDD AI Legacy Hub. Tonight, I want to talk to you guys about utilizing a workflow. So, from start to finish, what are the tools that we actually use to create our end results and our end product? So for tonight, I'm going to be using ChatGPT and NotebookLM together to show you guys one way that you can use this in regards to either communicating about your products, providing resources for an upcoming class, or even creating a podcast for what it is that you are doing. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and we can dive in.
Janice.
Hey, Miss Janice. Alrighty. So,
Hey y'all,
little
back
soft
with
voice. Oh, goodness. It's good to have you here, Miss Janice. All right, T. So, I'm going to use you as a test guinea pig real quick.
Wow, child. Wow.
Because Miss Janice just came in the room and I'm going to be nice.
Okay. All right, let's go.
All right. So, as some may know, T is in the process of working on her book. And getting that to release. So before I even dive into the workflow part of it, T, you want to talk about a little bit about your book you have coming up?
Well, it's a suspense thriller romance book. Is set in New Orleans. It's a cast of bad but women. It's not going to take any mess from men. It's about a black detective where she's kind of sort of like a double agent. Um, and she has two love interests that's going back and forth with. So, it has a lot of AI uh conversation in it because that's the field that we're all in now. So it'll keep you interested about the coding and the different wording that we use in the AI field. So yeah, it's
Awesome.
all based into one.
I like it. What's the name of the book?
It is called Crescent Nor Files Whis Whispers in Whispers in the Quarter, Book One.
Nice.
It's going to be a three-part series.
Nice. So, with that being said, like I said, I know it's in the process of being released to the masses.
Because I'm done. I'm just waiting for, a proofreader. My part is done.
Yes, yes, yes. I know. I got to get the proofreading done. Um, but in regards to your book, how would you actually like for it to be displayed to the masses? Welcome in, Tarnesia.
You wanna, you know,
hello.
like how? I mean,
All right.
as in advertising or talk about it or
How would you want to do it in advertising? Let's go there. Because I know a lot of people have a hard time creating content. Now, I know you're doing videos for it, but
Mhm,
we're going to use the resource Notebook LM tonight, um,
mhm.
and talk about how we can utilize it to talk about our product.
I would use podcasts.
You would use what?
Podcasts.
A podcast mode, right?
Yep.
So All right, so I'm starting off the prompt in ChatGPT and I'll copy this once it's done. So I need for you to be a high-ranking publicist that is great with moving new authors' content. I am releasing. I can't spell tonight. There we go. All right, the title of the book is Crescent Noir, right?
Yeah, files.
All right, Crescent Noir Files.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You forgot the title of the book. That's the files is, and then the book is Quarters, Whispers in the Quarters, Book One.
All right. All right, so please assist me in creating a high performing prompt or notebook that will assist in creating my podcast. All right, so the prompt reads, I need for you to be a high-ranking publicist that is great with moving new authors' content. I am releasing a mini series of romantic suspense thrillers. The title of the book series is Crescent Noir Files, Whisper in the Quarters, Book One by Tracy L.W. Reyna. Please assist me in creating a high-performing prompt for NotebookLM that will assist in creating my podcast. So let me go ahead and put that in there.
From the web, all the videos that I did.
It should. All right. So the prompt that it created is you are an elite literary podcast development assistant, book publicist, and story analyst. The book series title is Crescent Noir Files, book one title, Whisper in the Quarters. So it gives the schematics of that author, Tracy L.W. Reyna. Your job is to analyze the source material I provide and help me create a podcast that builds an intrigue, emotional investment, and audience anticipation around this book and the series as a whole. So let's see if I can get back over to the beginning.
To put it in a paragraph form out of the text box.
Yeah, because this is
Out of the text.
yeah.
There you go.
Alrighty, so here we go. Lord, because I'm like, what is going on there? All right, you're an elite literary podcast development assistant, book publicist, and story analyst, helping me create a high interest, binge worthy podcast around my romantic suspense thriller miniseries. The book series title is Crescent Noir Files. Book one is titled Whisper in the Quarters by Tracy L.W. Reyna. Your role is to analyze the source material I provide and help me create a podcast that builds intrigue, emotional investment, and audience anticipation around this book and the series as a whole. I want the podcast to feel mysterious, suspenseful, polished, cinematic, emotionally engaging, intelligent, atmospheric, and rooted in romantic suspense thriller energy with a sensual but tasteful edge. When responding, use the tone of a high ranking publicist and premium podcast strategist who understands how to position a new author in a new thriller series for attention, curiosity, and discovery. As you review the material, identify the strongest hooks in the story, pulling out moments of suspense, danger, emotional tension, romance, betrayal, secrets, power, and intrigue. Oh, goodness.
I'm actually going to do this tonight.
Huh?
Actually going to try this tonight.
You want to try this tonight?
No, I said I was going to do it. I didn't know you were going to use my book.
All right. So let me go back up. Highlight the scenes, ideas, and emotional beats that would make listeners want to read the book immediately. Help me build podcast episode content by generating episode themes, titles, opening hooks, talking points, discussion questions, and dramatic series teaser language, cliffhanger style transitions, and closing calls to action that encourage listeners to buy or explore the book. Always play Always pay close attention to the romantic suspense appeal by identifying character chemistry, hidden motives, trust issues, danger mixed with attraction, emotional conflict, psychological intrigue, and the stakes within both the romantic and suspense driven elements of the story. I also want you to think like a seasoned publicist and help me uncover publicity worthy angles by identifying what makes this book marketable, what makes the story unique, and what themes readers of romantic suspense thrillers are most likely to connect with. Use those insights to shape content that can be used not only in the podcast, but also in interviews, social media clips, promotional copy, and audience building content. When requested, create solo podcast scripts, co host discussion outlines, teaser scripts, intros, outros, listener engagement questions, what to expect previews, and behind the story commentary that helps me sound polished, compelling, and intentional as an author and host. Stay rooted in the world of the story by paying close attention to the setting, mood, recurring symbols, character dynamics, story tension, and emotional stakes, and atmospheric details that give the book its signature identity. If the setting reflects New Orleans, the French Quarter, or a noir inspired world, lean into that atmosphere in a cinematic and tasteful way. Do not simply summarize the material. Instead, think strategically and transform the content into podcast material that attracts new listeners, converts listeners into readers, makes the book
Wow.
feel irresistible, builds anticipation for future books in the series, and helps establish Tracy L.W. Reyna's voice and brand. Organize your responses clearly whenever possible using sections such as core hook, podcast episode angle, listener talking points, teaser language, romantic suspense elements, publicity angle, and suggest a call to action. Above all, prioritize audience curiosity by asking what would make a listener need to know more and shape every suggestion around tension, emotional pull, revelation, anticipation, and intrigue. Avoid revealing major spoilers unless I specifically request spoiler based analysis. My goal is to use this material to create a podcast that positions Crescent Noir Files, Whisper in the Quarters as a captivating romantic suspense thriller and builds strong interest in Tracy L.W. as an author.
Wow. Hey, just a big behind front. Let's drop it.
um, all right. So let me go ahead, copy that, and let's go into Notebook LM. We're going to create a new notebook.
That was a heat.
Yeah, that was a lot. I was not expecting for Chatty to pull all that out, but we'll rock with it. So I'm going to pull the file you gave me for the read, the book excerpt. So I'm going to upload that as our source material.
Okay.
All right. So it pulls out all the information from that excerpt. And now I am going to paste in that heap of a prompt that we just got from ChatGPT. Okay, Miss Janice. All right. So, welcome to the Strategist Table. As your publicist and podcast development partner, I am thrilled to dive into Whisper in the Quarters. Tracy L.W. Reyna has crafted something exceptional here, a story that drips with humidity, heat, and high stakes tension. It completely nails the prestige noir vibe, reading like the pilot of a premium cable drama.
Hey.
To build a binge-worthy podcast around the Crescent Noir files, we are going to treat the podcast exactly like a true crime investigative show, blended with a steamy psychological deep dive. We need to tease the mystery, elevate the sultry New Orleans atmosphere, and obsess over the exquisite tension between Detective Sienna DeVoe and two dangerous men from her past. Here is your comprehensive podcast and publicity strategy to launch the series and convert listeners into devoted readers. So it has the core hook, and the core hook is the collision of the past and present in a city of secrets. The undeniable hook of the story is the immediate suffocating tension at the crime scene. A prominent tech heiress, Margot Sinclair, is found dead in a luxury Bourbon Street loft. But the true hook isn't just the murder, it's the fact that investigating it forces disciplined, razor sharp detective Sienna DeVoe to confront her two powerful ex lovers who are deeply entangled in the victim's world. One is the ex military security ghost who was hired to protect the victim. The other is the political power player who recommended her for a city initiative. The ultimate question is, are they there to help Sienna or are they hiding the truth? So now it goes into podcast episode angle. So, episode one, they're talking about the strategy. The title concept is Blood on Bourbon Street, the men we can't outrun. The episode theme is the anatomy of a perfect crime scene and the ghost of the French Quarter. And the opening hook. So the French Quarter never sleeps, but sometimes it whispers. Welcome to the Crescent Noir Files. Today, we're stepping over the yellow crime scene tape into the world of Tracy L.W. Reyna's Whisper in the Quarters. Imagine walking into a luxury loft, the air heavy with rain and secrets. A tech heiress is dead. You are Detective Sienna DeVoe. You pride yourself on composure and discipline. But when you look into the shadows, you don't just see a killer's handiwork. You see the two men who broke your heart, both standing at your crime scene. Let's talk about what happens when love and leverage collide. So, is this the type of direction you're thinking of going in?
Mhm.
All right.
I love it.
So, let's do an audio overview. So, we have the audio generating. And I just want to see what the
This is
video
a good
overview.
video.
Oh,
That's new, isn't it?
yeah. So now in NotebookLM, it looks like it's giving you three different options. So you have cinematic, which is a rich, immersive experience that can unpack the complex ideas of your sources through engaging visuals and storytelling. The explainer, so a structured, comprehensive overview that connects the dots within your resources. Or brief, a bite-sized overview to help you quickly grasp core ideas from your sources. Then it
The
also,
cinematic.
all right, so we'll have it as cinematic. And then a new feature down here is how would you like the video to be customized? So is there any type of thing that you would like to customize
Make
about it?
sure they're African American.
Okay, make sure they are African American.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else that you want to add into it?
Let's see. I can't think of anything else
Okay.
right offhand.
All right. So I'm going to go ahead and hit generate. So let's see what other little treats they have in here. So when you hit the pencil icon over here next to audio overview, it gives you a few other formats as well. So we have deep dive, which is a lively conversation between two hosts, unpacking and connecting the topic in your resources. Brief, another bite-sized overview to help you grasp the core ideas from your sources quickly. Critique, an expert review of your sources, offering constructive feedback to help you improve your material. Or you also have debate, so a thoughtful debate between two hosts illuminating different perspectives on your sources.
Hmm.
So, anyone you would like to try beyond
You
the
know,
standard deep dive?
you can leave it as standard.
Okay. And do you want to leave the length at default, short, or long?
Well,
Hmm?
oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, default. You can leave it at default.
All right.
Everything that
And
you can
is there anything that the AI host should focus on in this episode?
just don't get a cliffhanger away.
All right. So I'm gonna go ahead and generate that. And let's see that the all right, so the audio is still generating from the first one we hit. So let's see. What other changes have they made? So for slide deck, you have detailed deck. So a comprehensive deck with full text and details, perfect for emailing or reading on its own. Or you have presenter slides, so clean visual slides with key talking points to support you while you speak.
Uh, Make sure that also had African American in it.
All right. All right. So I'm gonna hit generate for that. And then let's
That's
see what
about
it
it.
comes up. Yeah, but I'm just curious on what it looks like with your flashcards, what it would do with that type of material. And let's see, show how you can customize these flashcards since we're going through them. So, number of cards, you have default, fewer or more, level of difficulty, easy or hard.
Hmm.
What should the topic be? And then you can put your focus point. I know this particular element I've used within my actually the company I work for. I created study materials for them, and utilizing the flashcard features actually helps me when it comes to testing individuals on the content. So I would say if you're a teacher or instructor of any kind, if you want to give study resources, an interactive study resource to your students, you could go ahead and put the source material into NotebookLM, generate the flashcards for them, and send them the link in an email, or you can post it up on a school forum as well. So that's just one little tidbit that I would give for the instructors out here. And there's a question in the chat if your book has been published already. Not yet. Uh, T's book is still in the process. I have to proofread over some stuff before the release. Um, but it's coming, y'all. It's coming. Don't beat me up. It's coming.
I have done my part. It's done. It's done. It's completely
Don't send a
done.
mob for me. Don't send a mob for me. I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Because I'm
It's
running out of videos.
coming.
So I got to get that out there if I can start working on book two. Um, but yeah, it's completely done. And if you are part of my school or if you follow me on Facebook, it's about 7 to 8 videos, bits and pieces from the book that I have been putting and posting. So, in my school, we have Lance and Jack's hold up. I think so far it might be Lance that's winning, I think. But yeah. So go in there, play with the poll, give me suggestions, whatever.
Yeah, so if you are not in T's school, this is her school, T's Place for AI. So you get all fun little gems from Miss T Weaver
The last one I
herself.
just put up, that one right there with the yeah, you can show that one.
All right, so I'm gonna stop my share because I gotta make sure my sound is on. So let me do that. All right, and here we go.
Oh, I meant to tell y'all once he calmed down, he followed me to the coffee machine. I do believe the man was flirting, so I played along. I told you to stop giving Captain Baptiste those long stares and extra smiles.
Damn, Connie. You want to tell me something?
Yes, I know his background. People can change. But we need to know what he knows, and if that means a little flirting, then so be it. I would love to see him without that beard. Now, leave me alone. And Lance, don't call me Connie unless you want to fight. Rodriguez, you are crushing on Baptiste.
Yo, that's exactly what this is.
You two are so wrong. No, we are not.
Now this is better.
So that is a video from an excerpt in T's book that's coming out. So if you want to know more, there is more information and more videos and details within her T's Place for AI, a school platform as well. So yeah.
He want to flirt? Yeah, he can flirt now. I think she like. What you think, Miss Janice?
I like the no shave, no beard. He's kind of cute. Birthed a little face on that a little bit. And hands.
A poll between that piece from Lance and Jackson now.
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
Waiting on the next episode.
Well, yes, I'm definitely gonna get the proofreading so you guys can have the full book, for sure. Because creating those videos that T has been creating for that content has been amazing. The response from the community and just people that it's grabbing attention has been really, really cool to see. So I'm gonna get that book out there. Y'all ain't gotta come after me. All right. So really quick, just wanted to show you guys what the flashcards actually generated. So here it says, what is the full name of the detective protagonist in Blood on Bourbon Street? So if you don't know the answer, you can click on it and it lets you know Sienna, Alexandria, Remy, DeVoe. All right. And here it tells you exactly how many flashcards were rendered. So here it's 50 flashcards altogether. And again, even though we're using this for a book, you can use this for study materials as it pertains to your classrooms, your digital classrooms, even as it goes for upcoming exams that you're personally working on. This is an interactive tool that you can use to help streamline your study sessions and also make them a little bit more engaging and enriching as well. So I wanted to show you guys that really quick. And hopefully we got some other generations. All right, so here goes the podcast.
Usually, when we look at a blueprint or, a structural schematic, there is this expectation of just absolute clinical precision.
Right. Yeah. Like perfectly straight lines.
Exactly. You look at the diagram, you see a thick black line, and the architect points to it and says, there it is. That's the load-bearing wall. It's totally binary. A wall is either there or it isn't.
I mean, we really crave that kind of certainty, don't we?
Oh, absolutely.
We like to know exactly what is holding a structure up, and whether that structure is a building or a corporate merger or even just a story someone is telling us. We want the boundaries to be completely visible.
Right. But step into the damp, shadowed streets of New Orleans in a Southern Gothic noir, and that certainty it completely vanishes.
Oh, yeah. God.
The blueprint isn't just smudged. It's like drawn in invisible ink that only shows up under the heat of an interrogation lamp.
That is a great way to put it.
Well, today we have our hands on something really special. We've got an unreleased pitch and the very first chapter of an upcoming prestige noir thriller.
Yeah, and the hype on this is very real.
It really is. The chapter is titled Blood on Bourbon Street, and early development readers gave this a 9.3 out of 10.
Which is incredibly high for an internal score.
It's insanely high. They called it Sharp Objects meets Body Heat, with like a whisper of true detective.
Setting a bar like that internally, I mean, it means the publisher fundamentally believes they have a massive hit on their hands. They're aiming for a first week of March release.
Right.
And the marketing package even includes a link to a book one soundtrack, to set the mood while reading the pitch.
Which I gotta say is just such a clever way to manipulate the reader's environment before they even read the first word.
It really pulls you in.
So our mission today on this deep dive is to deconstruct exactly how this author pulls this off, because if you are someone who loves breaking down how information is structured for maximum impact, like maybe you build pitch decks or you give presentations and you want to know how to hook people without drowning them in tedious background information.
Right, without all that heavy exposition.
Exactly. This chapter is a masterclass in that. We are going to look at how a writer establishes incredibly high stakes, deep character history, and this complex interpersonal geometry without a single clunky flashback dump.
And, the efficiency of the prose is really what stands out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, the author is forcing every single sentence to do double, sometimes triple duty. They're communicating tone, character, and plot all at the exact same time.
Okay, let's unpack this because the pre-sale strategy for this book is just genuinely audacious.
Audacious is the word for it.
The marketing document explicitly states that this single chapter is meant to read like the pilot episode of a prestige noir drama.
Which is a lot of pressure for one chapter.
Right. They are letting these first few pages carry the entire weight of the pre-sale. And they're doing it by leaning incredibly hard into the setting.
Well, the setting is almost a character itself.
Totally. The author gives us rain-slick cobblestones on Royal Street and muted jazz drifting in from the distance that sounds, and this is a quote, more like memory than celebration.
Wow.
Yeah, that specific phrasing caught me off guard because it immediately tells the reader that this isn't, the fun tourist version of New Orleans. This is a city haunted by its own past.
It really creates a sense of unavoidable consequence. Like the environment itself feels heavy, oppressive, even.
Yeah.
And the author places the inciting incident right in the middle of all that heaviness.
A murder.
So what do you think about that so far, T?
Oh, wow. I mean, wow. It takes a lot for me to become speechless.
Oh, I know. I know. But that is your creation, right? So even though we're talking about your book right this second, you can go into ChatGPT and prompt it very similar to the way I prompted it this evening in regards to whatever product that you are trying to sell, that you want to take and advertise to the masses. Because let's be honest, there are times where we just don't have the time to necessarily do a deep dive conversation or do a live, or, may not have the schedule to do all the marketing things that week. So being able to streamline your product by having it talk about itself, I think that's a win-win situation when it comes down to it.
Is the video finished?
So that's what I am looking for. So I think that's audio too. I clicked for video. Oh, video is still generating.
Okay.
All right, so let's see how it did the presentation.
Wow.
All right, so Blood on Bourbon Street. Some reunions were written in blood. Others lived in the space between heartbeats. All right, so you could go in and you can do some edits to this because it does double the line. This is slide 2. So sharp objects, psychological depth, hidden wounds in women who refuse to soften their edges. Body heat, unrelenting sexual tension, high stakes, betrayals, and dangerous chemistry. And True Detective, Southern Gothic atmosphere, systemic corruption, and a city dripping with unsaid. All right, chapter one scores a 9.3 out of 10 and reads like a pilot episode of the prestige noir drama that knows it's good. Then this is slide three. So the city is watching. Dripping with New Orleans heat and unsaid history, a city where surveillance hides behind tradition and blood never stays buried. The French Quarter never sleeps. Tonight, it whispers, trying to keep something buried. Then we go on to slide four. So the dead heiress. This actually looks like one of those scenes from those little games that you have on your phone. You remember when you used to do the find your hidden object?
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
this that's what this scene reminds me of. So the dead heiress. Victim profile, Margot Sinclair, age 32, CEO of Bayou Noir Crescent Tech Solutions. Status, found dead in a luxury loft above Bourbon Street. Anomaly, no signs of forced entry. The place is trashed. Stakes, a murder that isn't just personal, it's political, corporate, and deeply intimate. No forced entry means trust, permission, or planning. Now we're going to meet Detective Sienna Alexandria Remy DeVoe, discipline and heels. Her drive is justice with teeth, a refusal to let her city be sold in pieces. Tell goes quiet mid conversation to replay the room like security footage. Panic is a luxury, composure is survival. Core conflict, love versus leverage. She wants safety, but will never accept captivity disguised as protection. Okay, now.
Sure.
Well, now. Okay. They done got you done made Notebook LM get hot. Okay. The return of the exes. Two men from her past, both powerful and both dangerous, are suddenly back in her orbit. One was hired to protect the victims, the other is protecting something else entirely. 6 years of history colliding over one dead woman. We have Jules Jacques Boudreau, private security, ex-Army intelligence. His drive is protection and redemption, ensures loved ones never become collateral. His tell, when he stops moving, he isn't calm. He is listening for what everyone else missed. In dynamic with Sienna, she is his anchor and weakness. He calls her Alex, loyalty to the edge of dangerous. Next, we meet Lawrence Lance Pierce, political power player, chief information security officer. His drive, influence, stability, and protection through strategic planning and containment. His tell, answers questions too smoothly, hiding a second truth behind the first. Dynamic with Sienna, unfinished love. Believes love is safest when it's managed and controlled. Now, this is what I got for just from the excerpt, ma'am. I'm just pointing that out to you.
Just for the first chapter.
Yeah. All right. So then it goes into philosophical warfare. So Jax is kind of the shadow. His method is direct force. His vibe is expensive restraint, calm, never really relaxed. His wound believes loves makes people targets, and his flaw protection that borders on dangerous. Lance, the system, is method is controlled power. Vibe, polish, compose, misdirection. Wound believes love is safest when managed, and flaw protection that borders on captivity. A rivalry that isn't just romantic, it's a collision of survival tactics. Then it goes to the triangle. So you have the murder, the future, and the past. The impossible choice. So Sienna is forced into a truth she can't tidy. Choosing creates a weakness someone can exploit. Her greatest risk is trusting her instincts when the system calls her paranoid. She's not paranoid, she's accurate. It pulled out the hook, so Jules Jacques Bordeaux. The name left her mouth like both a prayer and a curse. Chapter one does all the heavy lifting, mood, mystery, lust, power, and danger. If readers aren't hooked by the end of it, they weren't your readers to begin with. All right. Then it wraps up with Blood on Bourbon Street, available for pre-sale. And then it gives you first week of March, accompanied by custom book one soundtrack. You can enter it in your link here. And in a city where surveillance hides behind tradition and blood, never stays buried. Chapter one will leave you breathless. So when it comes to Notebook LM, just like many of the other AI systems, how you prompt it to do what it is for you, what you need, is so crucial so it can actually pull out the information that you want relayed to your audience. All right. So the video is still seems to be
Can you
generated.
put that prompt in the chat?
Mm-hmm.
For Tarnisha, please.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So
It's all the way at the top.
the very first one that I put in.
Yeah.
All right. So let me go ahead and drop that in the chat for you. Oh, Tanisha, thank you. Yeah, I will give y'all an exclusive to it. I will be doing her audiobook version for it. So if you like the way I read and the way I talk, um, I will be doing her audiobook recording for it once it's
Do
dropped.
me
So,
a favor, edit this prompt, my name and the title of the book.
oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So I will go ahead.
Edit it from the chat.
Yeah. So let me go ahead and do that. Um,
I'll just take that section out.
Yeah, I'll just make it a fillable. So I just
So
want
Miss
to
T,
go ahead.
Miss T, what's the name of your book again?
Right. It's the Crescent Noir Files. That's to cover all three of the in the series. But the book is going to be called, the first book is called Whispers in the Quarter.
I asked because I have a similar title.
Oh
Mine is
wow.
called Yes. Hold on, let me make sure I got it right. I was like, what's
See, it's the alignment that we all have. It's scary sometimes.
That alignment.
mine is called Whispers in Silver, but it don't have anything to do with mystery or like yours. This is more like a woman's book.
Okay.
That's cool.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
I can't wait to that video. So you're gonna have to show me that video later. But everything that you put in there
Mm-hmm.
is totally awesome. It is so much that book. They did well. I know I gave you the transcript for the audio part,
Mm-hmm.
but 'cause sometimes they take they want to do what they want to do.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't. It didn't alleviate anything or summarize anything in that, which is actually awesome. That slide,
I
because
know.
what I could do with that, I could put that in ClipChamp and make a video out of it and have the book on the side just rotating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do anything else where I just have to put a shirt on in that one video though, that one clip.
I mean, do you really though? I'm just saying.
Well, never mind. I don't want to give away too much, but just put it this way. Yeah, like that's how I kind of describe the body. You know, you know, a little, a little, a little Michael B. Jordan and Creed kind of body. Um,
Okay.
but oh my God, that's perfect. I love it. And the darkness and the colors, because you put the red in there because so that's the cover of the book itself. It's
Mm-hmm.
red. And it pulls out the red and oh my gosh.
Yep.
You
So
would just have to change the male images though and her
yeah.
image.
And I mean, that's fine. Obviously, you would go in and you would critique it a bit to what you need. But this is something that I'm pretty certain you didn't even think about doing right offhand.
I was gonna drop my whole book in here tonight and see what it would make, the PDF.
Mm-hmm.
Before you got on. And then you will say, Mom, let me do this. I'm like, okay, you just took my idea right from me. Okay. And we didn't even discuss it.
We didn't.
That's
We really didn't.
so you blew my mind.
Well, thank you. Um, but yeah, this is again, when it comes to generating in Notebook LM, the strength of your source materials that you put in, and also the strength of your prompt of what you want it to do for you, they really collaborate together. So even if you are doing a digital product, it could be a calendar or it could be a planner, write exactly what the purpose is of the calendar, why it was created, what are the highlights from it. Ask ChatGPT to even give you feedback on your digital product and utilize, and then ask ChatGPT to turn that into a prompt that you can get the most uh, benefit from if you put that information in Notebook LM. We have these tools, and a lot of times when we first signed up for them, we saw them as a one-dimensional tool or something that, could service for the immediate need. But just as AI is growing, these platforms are growing as well. As you see with Notebook LM, the customization levels in it have changed greatly. Because I remember when it first rolled out, only thing you got was maybe about a 2-minute podcast clip from your resource material. Now, the podcast clip, because it was so detailed with the prompt, has created it. I believe the first audio file was close to 19 minutes long. And that's without doing the deep dives. That was just utilizing the default feature in Notebook LM. So before we sign off for tonight, and that video is still generating, it's going to take its time because it knows we want to see it. When it comes to the audio, I also selected the deep dive as well. So I wanted to hear what the two distinctions are. So this is the deep dive preset.
Imagine a multi-million-dollar luxury loft in New Orleans. The CEO of this massive tech firm is just lying dead on the hardwood floor.
Right.
And the room is, it's completely obliterated. Designer furniture smashed, glass scattered everywhere. You can tell a violent struggle took place. But then you look at the front door, and it's perfectly locked. Yep. The heavy deadbolts are engaged. The security system hasn't even been tripped. There is absolutely zero sign of forced entry. Today on the deep dive, we are dissecting how one single chapter of an upcoming prestige noir thriller manages to trap you in that very room.
Oh, it really does. It makes you feel like the claustrophobia and the danger before you even know who the killer is.
Exactly. So what kind of source material are we actually working with today?
Well, we're looking at what is essentially a masterclass in establishing tension. We've got our hands on the pre-sale pitch and the complete first chapter of a book that's hitting shelves the first week of March. And the publishers are going all in on this, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
It even comes with a custom curated soundtrack playlist designed to kind of warp your sense of safety while you read. Reviewers who got early copies are already scoring this opening setup a 9.3 out of 10.
Which is wild for just a first chapter. So our mission today is to figure out the mechanics behind that massive score. Like, how does an author layer mood, mystery, lust, power, and danger in just 20 pages?
And do it all without resorting to, a lazy flashback dump to explain the plot.
Right. So we are going to pull apart the psychology of this opening, but I am making a rock-solid promise to you, the listener, right now. We are absolutely not going to give the ultimate cliffhanger away.
No spoilers here?
Nope. We're here to appreciate the brilliant architecture of the setup, not spoil the ride you're going to take when you read it yourself.
I think honoring that boundary is crucial because, the sheer panic of that final scene relies entirely on you experiencing the walls closing in firsthand.
Yeah, you have to feel it. Okay, let's unpack this, because to understand how the author builds those walls, we have to look at how they weaponize the setting, right? How does a setting act as a character itself?
Oh, it's so well done. The pre-sale pitch actually promises a vibe that is sharp objects meets body heat with like a whisper of true detective.
That is a staggering pedigree to claim. Those are heavy hitters.
Right, but the prose actually backs it up by turning New Orleans into this hostile witness. It's midnight on Bourbon Street. You have these rain-slicked cobblestones reflecting the neon lights. And
there's the sound of jazz bleeding out of the clubs, right?
Yeah.
But it's not fun jazz.
Exactly. The author doesn't describe the jazz as lively. It's described as being muted by distance, warped by the humidity into something that feels more like a fading memory than a celebration.
What's amazing is how that atmosphere works. It's like stepping into a room moments after a screaming match has ended.
Oh, that's a great way to put it.
Right. Like, you didn't hear the actual words, but the air is physically heavier. You can literally feel the unsaid history and the heat lingering on your skin.
What's fascinating here is how that specific sensory detail bypasses standard exposition and goes straight to your nervous system. By describing the music as warped and distant, the text is isolating you.
It's telling you you're not safe anymore.
Precisely.
All right. So that will conclude tonight's Teaching Tuesday. Once this video is done, because it's still generating, I'm going to go ahead and drop it in the HDD AI Legacy Hub, and I will also give it to T as well, so she could drop it in T's place. But just to tell you about the HDD AI Legacy Hub, this is a hub where we are actually putting our investments to work to build the legacy that we foresee for ourselves and for our families. On this platform, we've created it so again, we can make sure that all those subscriptions that we have, all of the shiny objects in the classes and all the things that we went to, we're now going to start getting a return on our investment by putting that knowledge that we achieved to work. And inside the hub, we do sessions such as Teaching Tuesday, Coaching with Coach Michelle, Midweek Mindset, Chit Chat with T, all to help you guys start focusing in on really taking action and building that dream that you foresee for yourself. So that is HDD AI Legacy Hub. And
It's free.
nutshell, and it is free. Yes, let me point that out. It is free.
$3.99.
Free 99. Okay. So definitely let your friends know, let them know about us, because this is a platform that I feel is really going to grow, because it is an investment in the people. It's not just about me and T, it's about all of you. All right. So let me go ahead and stop my share. Any questions or comments before we wrap up for the evening?
Yours, because I think both of you guys are in my P's place. I think they both are in there. Drop it in, drop HDD in a chat.
Will do. So let me go ahead and
Yes, I was trying to find it, but yes, I already went to yours, Miss T, and seen the little clips of what Michelle was showing us earlier. I think that is so awesome.
Thank you, thank you, thank
The
you.
colors were so beautiful and rich. And I mean, I've done Notebook LM before, but I just noticed that you can be a little bit more specific in prompting them. And I just discovered that today. So I think that's pretty cool.
nice. Nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, I am
You
so
can
glad.
grab her school. It's in the chat.
Yes, I just put that.
And you know, you still recording?
Let me go ahead and sign off and then we can chit chat. All right. So I thank each and every one of you for joining us this evening. As always, definitely pray that it provides value to the projects and endeavors that you're working on. Something that you can definitely instill and work on today to get that game plan and that vision moving forward. So I thank y'all and I love y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and stop this recording and we can chit chat.